Let's introduce Mr. Conal Yan from Zeekr. He will tell us all about it.
Thank you, Tom. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Zeekr stand. Zeekr is a brand new brand we just launched in Australia 3 weeks ago, exactly in the same venue. Today, it's a brand new Chinese premium EV brand. And today we are showing all 4 models here. Actually, we're launching the X, which is a small SUV, as well as the 009 at the back there, which is the ultra luxury MPV. But today it's super exciting because on top of the 2 cars that we're bringing to Australia this year, we also brought in 2 very special performance monster here. They're both in left and drive trim, so we are not launching them in Australia yet, but I think it's a great occasion, great platform for us to introduce these 2 models. First of all, the 001 FR, which is a performance monster, as I mentioned, 1000 quad motor, 1265 horsepower, 0 to 100, 2.02 seconds. That yellow car there, personal favorite. It's called the luxury sedan. Another crazily best car to drive, I'd say, super well balanced. 0 to 100, 2.84 seconds. It's what we call the luxury sedan. So yeah, please feel free to take a look at the car, and any questions, me and my team are all around. And once again, thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Conal. Do we have any burning questions for Conal or anyone else from the Zeekr team to start off? I've got one. What colours can we expect for the Zeekr X? Nice easy one.
We are launching the Zeekr X here with 5 colours. This is the beige here. We have a mist grey, a grit grey, 2 kinds of grey, and then we have a beautiful green, a pine green, as well as the white, which is the most favourite colour locally. And for the 009, we also have 5 colours as well. A blue, a green here, a purple, which is very suitable for family use. And for the 009, because we're launching a 6-seater as well as a 7-seater, for the 6-seater we expect there will be a bit more, let's say, users from the business side of things, so therefore we also have black and white for the 009.
Presumably these cars will be fairly expensive, like comparatively speaking. Are you guys going to offer a GFV, a guaranteed future value, on any of the purchases of these cars?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I'd say I don't think our cars look beautiful because this brand is built upon 3 main key pillars: the design, the performance, and the technology. Now, from a design point of view, our cars are all designed from Europe, from Sweden. That's where our R&D and design center is based. And therefore, they all look premium. But at the same time, for this Zeekr X here, the starting price is only at 56,900. So I would say it's a premium product, very high quality, very high technology and performance, but at the same time, it's not very expensive. And for the GFV, back to your question, that's something that we're looking into as well.
One more question from me. Do you have a specific audience you're targeting for the Zeekr X in particular?
A lot of people would look at this car and think, okay, it looks small, it's nimble, I would say very young and vibrant as well. But interestingly, not only young couples, younger audience, we actually, one of our very first customers, actually the first delivery, our customers were 72 years old. So I'd say it's a perfect car for all age range, for all purposes, which is why we call it the X, the slogan for X is X for all, because it's really a car that suits everyone. And yeah, for a lot of elderly customers, they actually love this little car.
Thanks, Conal. Any other last burning questions? Otherwise, we're running early, so why don't we have a look at the Zeekrs? Feel free to jump in the cars and have a look. I'm sure Conal won't mind. I love this one, the 001 FR. And we've got a very fresh, neatly tested car behind us here. So we've got Carla from ANCAP. Thanks for joining us. Would you mind introducing yourself and telling us a bit about ANCAP?
Sure, thanks very much for coming over to our stand. My name is Carla Horberg and I'm the Chief Executive of ANCAP Safety. We have today for you a GWM Cannon Alpha. This is the first hybrid ute to be crash tested by ANCAP here in Australia. This vehicle received 5 stars, which is the highest safety rating that we offer. The ratings only just come out, so this is fresh off the crash testing track for you today. ANCAP is not mandatory, so you don't have to have an ANCAP rating, as many of you know. We try to test as many vehicles as possible, but not every vehicle has a rating. So it's really important for consumers to be looking for the rating and going to our website to find that. In terms of EVs, hybrids, PHEVs, all of the alternate powered vehicles, we are making sure that we're getting as many ratings as possible for those. Generally, the vehicles are doing well as ICE vehicles. So we've got over 150 ratings available for alternate powered vehicles, and around 85% of those have hit the 5-star safety mark. What we're looking for when we're crash testing anything with a battery in it is, has that battery maintained integrity during the crashes? And as you can see from this crash, which is a frontal offset crash, where this vehicle's been doing 50 kilometres an hour and it's crashed into a trolley that's also doing 50 kilometres an hour, and they've hit pretty much head to head with a bit of a 50% offset in the middle. It's quite an intrusive crash. So what we're looking at is, has the battery area somehow been impacted? Has integrity been maintained? Has the battery disconnected appropriately when the crash occurs and the high voltage has cut off? So there are a number of steps that we need to go through with our laboratory staff when we're crash testing anything with a battery in it. But what we're looking for is the structural integrity of the vehicle, how well that structure protects the occupants, how well the vehicle design protects counterparty vehicles in a crash, and also how well the restraint systems, so airbags, seatbelts, how well they're protecting those occupants that are in there. We have a mixture of types of crash test dummies, and in this crash test we had adult dummies in the front and child dummies in the back. We have all different sizes and masses of dummies to get a good representation of the impact of the crash on different types of occupants. But in this case, the vehicle's done really well in this crash test and all the other crash tests that we do. We destroy 4 vehicles when we go through our process, and we also do on-track testing to look at the crash avoidance systems and make sure that the ADAS and the lane support systems, AEB, etc., are working through a wide variety of scenarios. Did you have any specific questions for me? I will say that we will be here, I'll be here till at least 12 today, so if anyone wants to do one-on-one interviews, happy to do that, but also happy to answer any questions that you might have or that people might have right now.
Questions, guys? I guess apart from the battery, is there anything else specific to EVs that you look for that might be different to ICE crashes?
Not really. For us, it's all about the battery. Has it maintained that integrity during the crash? We're not, as I said, seeing massive differences, and I think that's because manufacturers know very well what the crash tests are that we perform. The pole side impact test and this frontal offset, or MPDB test as we call it, are the 2 crash tests that we absolutely have to do on anything that's got a battery in it. So there are some examples of vehicles that might have an ICE suite of models already, and the manufacturer looks to bring in either a hybrid or an electric variant. In those instances, we'll look to see if the vehicle already has a rating, and if it does, there's an opportunity that we might be able to just do some of those core crash tests to understand the impact on the battery and extend the rating, which saves us having to retest the whole vehicle, but it really depends on the circumstances. So the pole side impact test, if anyone's seen that, it is simulating the vehicle running into either a telegraph pole or a tree, and that is lined up directly with the driver's head at an oblique angle when the car is pushed into that pole. So we're looking at how well the driver is protected in particular, but that is quite intrusive on the side. So there's an opportunity for the battery to be potentially impacted, and that's why that's one of the crash tests that we do, and make sure that anything with a battery has had that test performed.
Got any questions, guys?
Does ANCAP produce the first responder information for EVs as well?
Yes, so ANCAP has a rescue app which is free for anyone to download. That includes effectively the blueprints of all of the cars that we've rated since 2023 and some older models back to 2020, and then whenever a manufacturer is bringing in a new model, we ask for the back book of all of their current models. So those rescue cards are an ISO compliant layout of the car that illustrates where the high voltage lines are for the battery, where the seatbelt pretensioners are, where there are other things like airbag inflators that emergency services need to avoid to protect both themselves and anyone who's trapped in the vehicle. So that rescue app is free. It's something that's been onboarded into the New South Wales Fire and Rescue trucks as part of their onboard tablet mobile data terminal. And it's a really useful resource for any first responder, for any fleets to understand what those rescue cards look like and be able to communicate with emergency services if there is an incident involving one of their vehicles. Really important resource for people to have access to when you're looking at a situation where you might need to cut someone out of a vehicle in particular. It also tells you how to turn off the high voltage battery if it's a full EV.
All right, thanks, Carla. As she said, she's available for interviews later on in the show as well, so come along and chat to Carla. Thanks very much for your time. Matt from Audi. Thanks, Matt, for joining us. Would you mind introducing yourself and telling us a bit about your cars?
So Matthew from Audi. Thanks everyone for attending this morning. I'm head of products at Audi Australia. We've got 4 cars here. So the 3 that you can see here this morning range from basically our compact SUV. This car is actually bigger inside than what it looks like outside. It sits in the small SUV segment, and both models, being the SUV and the Sportback, are under the luxury car tax threshold. So for those novated leases, that picks up on the FBT benefits with the federal government incentive on EVs. We've got our range-topping powerhouse here, the RS e-tron GT. So for those that haven't seen this car yet, it is a 4-door sports coupe, 475 kilowatts of power, 3.3 seconds 0 to 100, and it's the fastest and highest performing Audi we've ever produced in our range, and it's pure EV. On the right hand side over here, we have our brand new Q6 e-tron. So this is actually the first time we are presenting this to the public in Australia. We also have our SQ6 just behind, which is the performance going version of this vehicle. So 285 kilowatts, 380 kilowatts being the performance version in the S. This car, particularly for us, sits on an all-new Audi platform, being the PPE platform, which stands for Premium Platform Performance, which is Premium Platform Electric, which is basically the new platform for all of our electrified models moving forward. It also displays the latest architecture in terms of technology inside the car for the Audi brand. So for those that want to jump inside the car, please have a look. We've got curved OLED screens. The new design within this car will feature not only our electric vehicles, but our petrol and diesel models as well in the normal Audi range. So yeah, just touching base on the Q4, very much focused on LCT, the government incentives, our high performance RS e-tron GT, and the 2 all new Q6s here today, being the Q6 Quattro and the SQ6. But we've got our wonderful Audi team here today on the stand, so if you've got any questions, please feel free to speak to a wonderful member of the team and enjoy the day. Thank you very much.
And welcome to the Chery stand. We're delighted to be showcasing today Chery's first electric car in Australia, the Omoda E5. We have 2 variants of the Omoda E5, the BX and the EX. And I'd now like to introduce our product manager, Rob, to tell you a bit more about the Omoda E5.
Hello everyone, my name's Rob. So firstly I'd like to talk to you about the design of this car. So this car is very similar to our petrol Omoda 5, however it has a 150 kilowatt, 340 newton metre electric powertrain. That gives us a WLTP combined range of 430 kilometres, which is pretty decent for this size class of EV. It's also got a 61.1 kilowatt hour lithium ion phosphate battery. 5 seats, and we've got 2 trims here. This one is the BX and the EX over there. EX has a few additional features like the sunroof, leather seats, artificial leather seats, heated front and rear seats. We've got gloss black window surround, full LED headlights and tail lights, and to top it all off, we've got a full-size spare wheel. So once you guys have a bit of a look around the car, have a look at the boot size, we've got a completely different interior compared to the internal combustion engine vehicle, so much more technology focused. We've got dual 12.3-inch screens, wireless charger, and a very, very clean interface. In terms of tyres, we've got some Kumo PS71s, so good tyres to handle the 340 newton meters of torque. And we've also got a charge port at the front here. So in terms of charging, we can charge 3-phase up to 9.9 kilowatts, or if we're DC charging up to 80 kilowatts. That allows us to do approximately a 30 to 80% charge in 28 minutes. Yeah, thank you.
Any questions?
Thanks everyone, and the Omoda E5 is on sale now in all Chery dealerships around Australia. Any questions?
RRP 42,990 and 45,990 for the top spec EX.
What's the relationship with Vogue? What's the collaboration?
We recently did an event with Vogue to introduce. We recently did an event with Vogue in Sydney to introduce the E5, as well as one of our other models, the Tiggo 4. So that was a collaboration with them to showcase to their audience as well as ours, the new models. Great. Well, come and feel free to come and take a look at the E5. Thank you, everyone.
Alrighty, everyone, welcome to Deepal. Super excited about this one because they may potentially be announcing their pricing very shortly. So, thank you, Cormac. Do you mind introducing yourself and also tell us a bit about the brand?
Sure, thanks Tom. And thank you all for coming around. Look, this is a really exciting moment for us, building on the back of the Bondi launch we had a couple of weeks ago. Over the next few minutes, I'll just tell you a little bit about the brand, a little bit about the product, a little bit about us, and of course the bit we're all probably eagerly awaiting is the pricing for the vehicle and how our network will look. So, look, for those that don't know me, my name is Cormac Cafola. I'm the General Manager with Inchcape, responsible for the Deepal brand. And just before I start, I'd like to also thank Mr. Shen Xinhua, who's come all the way from Thailand to be with us today as well. He's the president of Chang'an Automotive for Asia, and has been a huge support for us as we launched the brand. Look, Deepal itself is a new brand to Australia, a brand that really focuses on that symbiosis and synergy between humanity, technology, and nature. And this product in the SO7 is the perfect representation of that, and a car that you'll see on the roads very soon. The SO7, fully electric, mid-size SUV. First off, I think you'd all agree it's an absolutely beautiful car. Really embraces that push towards technology. You know, I've been fortunate enough to spend some time in the car over the last couple of days. And I was just saying to some of the team earlier on, it's every day I'm noticing something new about it, and the little details of the build quality really shine through. From a technology lens, the bit that really jumps out is the augmented reality heads-up display. So when you get a chance to drive it, you'll see the amount of live information that it projects on that screen, the windscreen in front of you. It's absolutely fantastic. I was joking earlier on, the little image of the SO7 centered in that screen. I realized yesterday as I was driving it, when I brake, the little image brakes. When I indicate, the little image indicates. So it's that fine detail and attention to detail that really surprises me every time I jump in the car. So let's talk a little bit more about our launch planning. So the SO7 is going to be priced for Australia at 53,900 as the manufacturer list price. And orders officially open today. So really, really big moment. We're going to be launching our network plan, starting with 4 retailers. So the first 4 retailers will open their doors on Monday, on the 11th, starting in 2 locations in Sydney, with Trevette Parramatta and Trevette North Shore, and then 2 in Melbourne with Trevette Doncaster and Trevette Melbourne City. But that's not the end. From very early next year, we will also open representation with retail partners in key metro areas. So we will move into Western Australia, Queensland and South Australia. The SO7 also comes with a launch offer. So what we're announcing today on top of that 53,900 retail price is a 12-month complimentary unlimited public charging offer for all cars that are ordered and delivered by the 31st of January 2025. And that's with our partner. We're very proud to announce our partnership with EV Charging Networks to deliver that public charging solution. In addition, we're also partnering with EVSE, who will offer a very well-priced, competitive home charging installation, wall box and service as well. So really meeting the needs of our customers at every point on that charging journey. The car will also come with 12 months roadside assist and a detailed cap price service plan, which we'll talk a little bit more about in the coming weeks. But that's it from me. I guess both myself and Mr. Shen and the team are here all day, so please come by, talk to us, ask some questions, come sit in the cars, explore, but also explore some of what the Deepal brand might offer in the future as we show off some of our concept cars, from this SO5, the very interesting E07, and a large SUV with the G318. So please come along, open some doors, kick some tires, as they say, and have a look around. Thank you, guys.
Don't go away just yet. I'm sure we've got some questions from our media friends.
If I order one today, when can I get it?
When can you get it?
Early December.
Sorry, I should have said that. Orders open today, customer deliveries early December. So the boats are on the way.
Is there just one spec of the car? Is that the starting price that you mentioned, or is there a range?
So the car comes as a single variant, rear wheel drive with a 79.97 kilowatt battery pack. It does come from December production with 20-inch alloy upgrade and some premium paint options, but it's a single variant with 2 interior colorways as well.
Questions?
Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom. We've got some time, so feel free to have a look around real quick. Next up will be ANCAP.
Tom Smith from Ford Australia. I'm a product manager for EVs. So Ford Australia is keen on electrifying vehicles in the segments where we're strongest, which is why this ute next to me is so important. This is the Ranger plug-in hybrid, seen here in the special edition Storm Track, sporting a unique chill grey colour, and you see the design accents at the front and gloss black accents on the rear, on the wheels, and unique interior trims. But we'll also have entry XLT model, Ranger PHEV Sport, and a Wild Track, models that are popular in our regular range. So most importantly though, this Storm Track serves as a introduction to the Ranger PHEV range. We've taken the best bits of Ranger and given it more. So using the proven Ranger platform, we've given it a 2.3 litre EcoBoost engine, combined with a 75 kilowatt electric motor and the 10-speed automatic transmission. That gives a estimated driving range of at least 45 kilometres, and all powered through an 11.8 kilowatt hour battery. So that 11.8 kilowatt hour battery not only powers the vehicle itself, but also our vehicle to load system on display at the back here that we call Pro Power On Board. It offers up to a maximum of 6.9 kilowatts of output, and you can see at the back here we've got two 15 amp outlets and one 10 amp outlet in the rear console. So that gives Ranger customers what they already know from their vehicle and provides more. So you can see here it charging things like powering our TV, you can power a coffee machine, you can charge a drone, you can power a grill, and when you think about the work site, you can power tools. It eliminates the need for a noisy, inefficient generator. So what's first and foremost though, this is a Ranger. So we know our customers love to tow. More than 50% tow frequently and 34% tow heavy loads, which is why we've made sure it maintains the 3.5 tonne towing rating of the existing Ranger and continues to use the four-wheel drive system that our customers know and love. So that includes the 10-speed automatic, a low-range transfer case, and rear differential lock. So yeah, so I mean, please come and feel free to take a look around. Ask us any questions. We're really excited about this vehicle and what it can offer to ute customers in Australia. We've taken the Ranger and given it more. It's the EV for ute buyers. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Matt. Tom has gone to step away for some other duties. If you have any questions, anyone, let us know and happy to answer them. Or just come up afterwards. And also don't forget, if you want to, there's a test drive opportunity for a bunch of different cars, so go and check it out. Yeah, thanks.
Yourself and tell us a bit about the brand.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming here. I'm Mata, Marketing Manager at Hankook Tyre Australia. A bit about our Tyre, Formula E car and our brand. We are the world's 7th largest brand, having manufacturing unit and research centers across the world. Now coming to this tyre, we are the world's first EV tyre brand. This tyre was conceptualized, or the concept was conceptualized 7 years ago when we decided to make this ION tyre brand world's first. So how is it different by any other tyre? Now, how many of you know that 7 or 8 out of 10 people wouldn't know that EV tires are required or are essential for EV cars? So out in the market, what you see, most of them are repurposed ICE tires that are with some modifications on the tire, and this is specially designed for an EV car. And how did we do it? First, we started off with Formula E association. So since 7 years, we've been developing this tire, the ION, with a unique compound, and then we have been the official tire of Formula E. Unlike Formula 1, which happens on the racetracks of different world, Formula E, if you're aware, happens across different streets on the different cities, which means it has to operate like a normal tire, but you need the speed and you need the performance that's required by the car. So using the Evolution compound, this tire has been designed from scratch, which can take the weight of the car, which can take the instant power that EVs generate, and also manage and give you that performance required. Now with ION, considering it's the streets that these tires are performing at, we were able to transfer the technology to develop ION range of SUV and EV tires. Now, 3 things. One is the road noise. Now, ICE tires or ICE cars, 40% of the noise comes from the engine, whereas EVs, it's almost silent. So we had to work on our road noise. So what we have done is, as you can see inside the tire, there's a foam which absorbs the tire noise. And the thread pattern is so unique that there are some design aspect of which dissipates noise and thereby reduces the sound by up to 29%. There have been certain videos on YouTube where the YouTube influencers have tested the tires for real and then they put out the results. So what we are talking is what we are delivering. Our tires come with 70,000 kilometers guarantee and also a 14 days satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it, you can replace the tires or get a refund. Any questions?
Yes. What's the price differential between an ion tyre and an ICE tyre? Same size.
You can say about, on an average, 17% more than an ICE tire.
So about 20%.
Yeah, roughly. But on the flip side, if you put an ICE tire on an ICE car, on an EV car, it lasts only between 20 to 25,000 kilometers, depending on your rotation of the tire and wheel balancing and all of it. But with these tires, we guarantee 70,000 kilometers.
So is it a hard compound?
It's like I said, it's an evolution compound which is designed for this. I would say combination of different things. I wouldn't say hard, because if it is hard, then it would impact the rolling resistance, and that's something which reduces the battery life. So we had to balance that to make sure that we get both of the best.
So can you put a number on the tread wear of it? Is it 200, 600, 300?
I would get back to you on that in a couple of minutes. Yes?
Are they season specific? Have you got like summer or winter tyres?
We do have winter tires which are suitable for ice, but Australia specific, these tires were tested here before launching, and we did not require the winter specific tires. And what we have here is more of a summer tire, but which has good water capabilities. So this I would say is a summer tire.
If your buyer doesn't get 70,000 Ks, is it a pro rata refund or free tyres?
Pro rata refund. So it has to be rotated every 10,000 Ks and stamped at the service center, and if it doesn't last, then we give a pro rata basis credit for your next set of tires. But within 14 days, which will be changed to 30 days from 1st of Jan, if you don't like the tire, then we can give a refund straight away.
Is this the same tyre that's fitted on the Tesla as OE?
Yes. So we are quite across all the brands. Model 3, Model Y become OE standard.
Are they repairable?
Yes, but yes, they are repairable, because if you see there's a foam there. So what we have to do is shake out the foam from inside, repair it, and put the foam back on. So we would recommend Jack's tires, who are EV specialists, and they exactly know how to repair these tires. And we would recommend go to the Hankook authorized dealers so that these things can be taken care of, which will last long with your tires.
So you can't use a plug?
Sorry?
You can't use a plug?
So before using a plug, we need to remove the foam inside, and then you can use a plug and then put the foam back on.
Any specials for the show?
Yes, absolutely. EV tires are never on sale, but only for these 3 days, we are giving buy 3, get 1 free on our Ion range as well as the Ventus range, and this will be redeemable at Jack's Tires and Auto.
Place the order at the show. We buy it online with Jack's, or we have to place the order here?
If you're buying it online, then maybe you need to call the store and give a reference to our show. But if you're placing an order here, you can straight away do it as well.
Any other questions for Suraj or Ben?
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming over.
Thanks, guys. We'll get you guys to introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about the cars you've got on display today.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Roland from product, and over to my right is Remy. She'll do most of the talking, and she looks better on camera, so I'll hand her over to you.
Thank you. Good morning. As Roland mentioned, my name's Remy, and I'm one of the product planners at Chery Australia. We're really excited to showcase 3 dedicated EVs that we have on display at our Kia stand. So just to the far left, we have our Kia EV6, which is our dedicated performance halo for the Kia range. And we also have our EV9, which is our flagship upper large SUV, which is a 7-seater EV. And both of these vehicles are award-winning. And our latest addition to our EV family is the Kia EV5, which is our 5-seater medium SUV vehicle. With the EV5, this one did just launch last month in October. We have Air and Earth variants already in dealerships. On display, we have our GT line variant, which has already started production and will arrive into showrooms before the end of the year. On display, we have a 2-tone option, which is a snow white pearl and a black roof. With the Kia range, with the EV5 range as well, we do have 4 variants. So it does start with the Entry Air standard range, which rides on 18-inch alloy wheels with a combined all-electric range of 400 kilometres on a full charge, moving up to a long-range battery, which has the largest all-electric range at 555 kilometres. Our mid-spec variant is an Earth all-wheel drive, which rides on 19-inch with 500 kilometres. And then this vehicle on display, the GT line, rides on 20 inches and has an all-combined range of 470 kilometres. All of our products in our product range, and a key trait in the Kia's DNA is also our local ride and handling tune program, and all of these dedicated EV vehicles as well have their own unique tune based on the vehicle's traits and characteristics. EV5 is no different as well. It did go through the same extensive ride and handling tune program with the support of our R&D centres. So there's been a lot of effort put into suspension, damper tuning, steering as well, because we do recognise that EV5 will be our mainstream volume seller, the first time for our brand, and there's also a wide range of customers, both private and fleet customers, and the most important thing and also a key success point, I guess, to the EV5 is how it drives, how it rides in terms of ride comfort and its driving ability. Any questions?
Clear. Obviously, test drives available for all 3, and anyone that wants to take it for a test drive, feel free to register your interest. But all 3 are great drives. Customers that have already bought EV6 and EV9 have pretty much complemented its drivability, but also its familiarity, because in essence, a lot of them have converted from internal combustion into an EV product for the first time, and we've kept it pretty simple. There's still buttons and switch gear. It's not all being controlled on a tablet screen, and the EV6 in particular is a fun drive as well. Just don't try drift mode. You can on a track, of course, but probably not on Sydney roads. Any questions, folks? No, all clear? Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. No other questions? Yeah, the team will be around if you want to ask questions later on, so thanks very much.
Here we're the distributor retailer of Xpeng. So thank you for gathering here. I'd like to start with a show of hands. Anyone driven an Xpeng? Yeah, nice. Anyone own an Xpeng? Yeah, excellent. And one more. Anyone flown an Xpeng yet?
Well, we hope to.
Oh, that's much better. Excellent. I think that might be a lie. But anyway. So Xpeng, no matter how you want to say it, I like it. We call it here Xpeng. And this is our first display in Sydney. So very welcome to you. We're very excited to show off the range that we have today. We're looking to launch officially in early December here in Sydney at our flagship Experience Centre in Mascot, supported with Sydney Airport. So first things first, maybe we talk a little about Xpeng. So Xpeng, if you don't know, they're a technology company out of Guangzhou, China. They're dual listed, so they're listed on the New York Stock Exchange, also the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, which gives them great scope to raise capital and distribute their cars throughout the world. Importantly, Xpeng is a technology company. So they're very much focused on technology with big divisions of AI, robotics, obviously road cars, but also aviation. The execution is of the technology for Xpeng. Xpeng also recently announced that they're manufacturing their own chips, so that's a big undertaking. But again, it's to give them great capacity, a lot of processing speed, because the AI in these cars needs low altitude mobility, is like I said, aviation products, the processing speed, the need for data, AI driving very, very quickly. In terms of the range, we have here the G6. The G6 mid-size SUV, we're taking pre-orders now. Our first deliveries are happening as we speak, prior to launch in December. Personally, I love the G6. It's very aspirational mid-size SUV. Standard range is retailing for $54,800, and the long range, 570k range, at $59,800. range of colours, as you can see. I'm a fan of the fiery orange, white or black interior. Very, very impressive vehicle. I think I'd urge you to sit inside. Obviously, there's a few Chinese EV brands hitting the market. You really don't understand the quality of the technology until you sit inside the car, and it really is transformational, that experience, once you experience what the car has to offer. The star of the show, undoubtedly, though, is the Xpeng X2 flying car. I can see the look on your face, you think it's just a gimmick, but it's not. This is done actual flying time. It's real. It is registerable, actually, in some parts of the world. If you were living in Dubai right now, you could probably register one of these. But also in Dubai, you've got enough money to pretty much do whatever the hell you want. This has 75 kilometres range, half an hour fly time, at about 130 kilometres an hour. No carbon emissions whatsoever. 8 independent rotors for failover. It's very safe. Ballistic parachute. If everything goes wrong, you're still going to be okay. You've got to see it as a helicopter replacement. Think our sister drone. Although it has autonomous and manual flight modes, but this really is a helicopter replacement where the intrusive nature of a helicopter, it's loud, it needs all that space, it's sucking up fossil fuels, the danger with the rotors, the cost is 200,000 Australian dollars as opposed to several million for a helicopter. You don't have to buy the fuel, you don't have to store the fuel. It's a very, very compelling offering. And surprisingly, we're getting quite a few formal interests from emergency services, rural areas, airports, where there's a large expansive space. We also have a number of other vehicles in our range that we're showcasing today. What I enjoy driving, the Xpeng X9 MPV 7-seater, that is a class above in terms of luxury. Personal favourites, pop-down TV for the kids in the back, in-seat massage, the fridge is always very handy. Changing the mode from in the massage mode, changing the aromatherapy from cedar to citrus, changes your mood, feels good. We also have the larger SUV. What we're showing there is the European left-hand drive model. If you sit in that, it feels good because you've got maps of Europe to test your geography. But a beautiful interior, excellent infotainment. That is one of the most comfortable cars I've ever sat in. I urge you to sit in that, feel that, ask some questions about that. And today, in terms of Xpeng, as I said, this is our first show in Sydney. First time people can come, look, feel the cars. Urge you to get inside, ask questions, and enjoy what we have to offer. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Jason. As Jason said, make sure you come back and have a look, touch, feel the cars, and make sure you can test drive as well on real roads.